Hello. This article, The Trip Treatment by Michael Pollan, he discusses the effects of a hallucinogen, psilocybin, commonly found in magic mushrooms. Um, if I were in a case where I wanted to treat like an addiction and had the chance to undergo the experiment, then I said I would, because I believe that the benefits outweigh the risks. And that I also believe that the ego is a very powerful thing in our decision-making process. Um, it doesn't make people crazy, so that's a good thing. Well, it doesn't make people crazy afterwards. At least that's what the article says. And it seems a lot of people have benefited from taking the drug, saying that they don't need addictions anymore, and they're more open to how the world works. And that's a very important thing, to realize how powerful it is. And if I were not suffering from a very serious illness, then I'd probably not take the experiment unless I had good reason to. But if I were in a case like that, it would only be under the circumstance that, at least in Patrick Meda's case, where he was trying to be treated for bile duct cancer. And he took the tests individually, unlike the experiment in the church, where many people were anxious and very uncomfortable, especially, and I would think so, after a guy had to be sedated with an antipsychotic, thinking that he saw the Messiah. So I believe that a one-on-one experience with a guide would be more preferable, rather than like a whole group kind of experiment. So this hallucinogen is very powerful, because it can affect the mind for maybe a permanent amount of time. And it has been scheduled as, listed as a Schedule 1 drug, because of how people can abuse it, and how the real effects, or like side effects, are very unknown. But as far as it goes, the benefits kind of outweigh the risk, and many people have shown to not regret taking the drug. So, like marijuana, which is also a Schedule 1 drug, psilocybin is also Schedule 1, as I was saying, meaning that it has no medical usage. And I do not believe that is right, because psilocybin has been shown to be very useful in treating people with addictions, which can also, an addiction is very dangerous because it could lead to other health issues. So taking the association out, in most cases in psychological treatment, could lead to very good things for long term. So I believe that the psilocybin, in my opinion, should be listed as a Schedule 2, because that would mean that it would be classified as something that is medically useful, and that has a potential to be good. Other Schedule 1 drugs, such as methamphetamine, Oxycontin, they, in past history, have shown themselves to have some medical usage, as pain relievers, or ways to relieve oneself. But they are very addicting, and like marijuana, psilocybin is not an extremely addicting drug, if it were under proper supervision and guidance. So I feel that if one can use this drug to influence a person's ego, so that they could take the association of feeling good out of a drug, or the association of some sort of motivation, then they could make better decisions in life. I also believe that these drugs should not be widespread because they could be heavily abused. That was main reason why it was scheduled 1. And also because people didn't really believe in its real effects as a medical item. So, like Pollan says, or paraphrases from a scholar, Huston Smith, he says that a spiritual experience does not by itself make a spiritual life. And I agree with that, because most of the people who have had experienced good benefits were ones that were guided individually, such as Patrick Meadows and hopefully other people who have experienced drug. I only think that with only proper supervision and guidance, that a person can take those experiences to heart and contemplate their decisions. Because a person who reaches a ego-free state would probably not have proper guidance or like decision making while under the influence. So guidance could be a real help in developing their mental state. So the ego is a very powerful thing because it's the borderline between conscious and our preconscious. And I feel that this drug deals with our preconscious, which deals with the storage of certain emotions and feelings, which I would say a feeling of a certain drug or motivation would be stored in. So tapping into that conscious, I believe, is very powerful, because that can make someone aware of what they're doing in an easier way rather than other psychological treatments. It's a quick and easy, and I like it because of that. But that would be pretty dangerous if it were released to the public, and that is why I want to list it as Schedule 2, because it could be a huge benefit towards society, just like many other different drugs in Schedule 2. They're used for patients in hospitals, and I believe that this could also be used in any psychiatric hospital or treatment, and it's very safe. Well, safer than other Schedule 2 if they're addicted to the drug. And it doesn't say that many people suffer from addiction to this particular drug. And I believe this could be a good stepping stone towards treating people. Thank you.